Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamlah, Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rekah Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading His word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Quatazab Zayan from GMS Holland branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai with another lesson, with another video, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. So in this video, I want to go into this article that you see in front of you, which is from the People's Voice.tv, and it reads, WEF launching AI-powered control grid to kill independent media. So you already know what this is about. You know, they're trying to control the narrative. They don't want all the other outlets of news to come out. So they want to give you their truth. They want to give you their story, their bullshit, So that's why they want to apply this AI-powered control grid. So let me read. WEF-controlled institutions are working together to round up political dissidents and punish them for the crime of opposing their dystopian agenda using an AI-driven surveillance and control grid. Independent journalist Leo Hohmann warns that WEF infiltrated banks are colluding with WEF-controlled big tech companies to not only censor but silence dissidents by blocking offending customers from accessing their own money. Naturalnews.com reports he tells the story of Rebel News reporter David Menzies, who was arrested recently while trying to interview attendees at a pro-Hamas rally in Toronto. Menzies was arrested just 3 days after the announcement of his lawsuit against the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, for a pattern of intimidation and exclusion following shocking displays of police brutality against David. Even though Menzies was in full compliance with the law, presenting his identification upon request as evidenced by camera footage, he was arrested and detained simply for exercising his right to document a public event. Similar such incidents are occurring in the United States as well. One of the most notable recent ones being the arrest of Blaze Media's Steve Baker for covering the January 6th insurrection, quote unquote. InfoWars' Owen Schroyer was similarly arrested and thrown in jail for 2 months for his covering of the insurrection, quote unquote. Globalist politicians and judges are colluding with big corporations throughout the formerly free Western world to remove certain bedrock rights and God-given freedoms and replace them with government-issued privileges, Hohmann writes. They will tell you that you still have a right to free speech and freedom of the press until you do what journalists has always done in the past and challenge the government's narrative. If you do this, you lose your status and free speech protections as journalists, and the government rebrands you as a conspiracy theorist, making you vulnerable to arrest. AI-powered tyranny. It is important to note that Schroyer's conviction came with declaration that he is not really a journalist, but rather a conspiracy theorist. This somehow legitimizes in the eyes of the state that Schroyer should not be a free man. The way the police state is able to nab these people so quickly and with such seeming ease has to do with how the AI powered grid is watching them both in real life and online. You see? So, AI, the artificial intelligence, that's what they're going to use to find and search out these things, facial recognition and stuff like that, just like how you have it in China, you know, all these biometrics, the cameras are going to be able to spot these things. So you're going to be located real quick, like, for example, in the Fast and the Furious, you had that software, God's Eye. That's speaking about this, man, AI powered software, that uses live feeds, that uses cameras to locate people real quick. So it might seem far-fetched, it might seem like something in the future, but they're already using it right now, as we speak. So they're going to even perfect it even more so that they can come after the Jacob descendants, which the Jacob descendants are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And more specifically, they're going to come after the prophets that speak this truth, that speak the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Because if you speak this truth into existence, if you speak about the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that the Most High is a so-called dark-skinned man and his son also, and that Esau's kingdom is going to fall, then you become an enemy of the state. You're against their government. You're a so-called conspiracy theorist. So you're going to be liable to be arrested. You see, so all this is linking up, man. They're now using it for journalists, but in the time of Jacob's trouble, like the scripture says, there's going to be a time like no other. That's where AI is going to fuse with Esau, man. Esau is going to use AI to come after us. This is Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Gone. So the he, meaning the prophets, the ones that do the bidding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you are going to be saved out of it. Like the scripture says, Isaiah 59, verse 19, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy, because you're the enemy of the state, and who is our enemy? Esau, so-called white man, and his police might and his army, those are the modern day chariots, Esau, he is using his guns and his military might to come after the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what's going to happen. That's going to happen in Jacob's trouble. But the Most High has something planned for him. So this is Isaiah 59, verse 19 again. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against him. Let me see what it says in the NLT. It's in the NLT. In the west, people will respect the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. In the east, they will glorify him, for he will come like a raging flood tide driven by the breath of the Lord. No, that's not what it means. That's completely off. What it means is that when the enemy is going to come in as a flood, because that's how often in the scriptures, when the enemy come like a flood, unexpected, and then with rage, where they encompass round about us, that's when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to lift up a standard. The Most High is going to make a way for you to escape. He's either gonna let you escape without them knowing, or he's gonna intervene, with with a miraculous intervention that you're gonna be able to escape, or he's gonna endow you with spiritual power. We don't know. We don't know yet. You see. But when the enemy comes in as a flood, in Isaiah 8, it speaks about that also. When we were in the Assyrian captivity, let me see real quick if I can find it. Yeah, for example, this Isaiah 8, verse 7. Now therefore, behold, Yahweh bringeth up upon them the waters of the river. Okay, remember the waters of the river, strong and many, even the king of Assyria. That means to say. So how is the water the king of Assyria? Because the water is speaking about people. And all his glory, and the glory was the glory of the king, his chariots, his military might, his men, his army, and all his glory, and he shall come up over all his channels and go over all his banks. So he's going to flow over his banks. He's going to flow over where he normally is at. Verse 8, and he shall pass through Judah. He shall overflow and go over it. So he's going to overtake Judah. You see, the king of Assyria with his army. He shall reach even to the neck, and the stretching out of his wings shall fill the breadth of thy land, O Emmanuel. See? So with that understanding, if you read the rest of the scriptures here in Isaiah 8, then you will see it's speaking about the military might of the Assyrian king, coming in as a flood. So reading on. For more than 5 years now, journalists and citizen journalists alike have seen big tech censor and bury their work behind unfavorable algorithms. Homan explains. Some have even been banned or suspended from social media platforms. And that's what we're going through as men of the Lord, speaking the truth, speaking against the status quo, speaking against what mainstream media is saying. So we also are being hidden through these algorithms, and we have been speaking about these algorithms for years. But now, with AI popping up left and right, people are readily using it. So now it's better to understand, it's better to grasp that this algorithm has already been in place for many years. But now it's even more so because it's very hard for us, from GMS. We have subscribed to a lot of channels, but the channels that come on your feed are not the channels that you're subscribed to. It's only bullshit channels. It's only folly and things to mess you up, things that, for example, you Google for one time and the algorithm, AI, he zooms in on that because he knows that it's your interest. He knows that it's something that you like. So he's going to give you more of that and less of the truth. So that's where this thing is going towards, man. Like it states in the book of Amos 8 and 11, of course. Behold, the days come, said Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. See, so the Most High has put this prophecy in place. He spoke this prophecy in the time of Amos, and it's going to come to pass in this present day. How? Through these algorithms, through AI, through coming after the servants, the prophets, and the servants, the prophets, they are going to hide. The Most High is going to cause our tongue to cleave upon the roof of our mouth in that time, because he's going to withdraw his prophets, because that time is going to be evil, you see. And when these people are going to see that the things that we have been warning them about, famine, pestilences, sword, all these things, death, when they see these things come to pass, then, like the scripture says, they're going to know that the prophet has been among them. As it says in Ezekiel 33. This is Ezekiel 33, verse 33. And when this come to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. But then it's going to be too late, because they're going to run to and fro to seek for the prophets, the servants of the prophets, but they're not going to be in the highways and byways anymore, man. You see? Because it's going to be a very evil time in that day. So reading on, but now the globalists are taking their war against the truth to a new level. They are going for the kill shots by having journalists and citizen truth tellers actually arrested and removed from society altogether. In short, real journalists, and we are the real journalists, we are the real watchmen on the watchtowers. We are warning the people, we are basically letting this Edomite, so-called white man's kingdom crumble by uttering these words. And these words are not of our own. These are the words of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai. You see? So in short, real journalists, people who question the facts and narratives provided by those in position of power and authority, are being banned. The directives that have unleashed such tyranny across the U.S. seem to come from higher up sources such as United Nations and the World Economic Forum. Both of these entities have said that their top priority in 2024 and beyond is to stamp out disinformation, at least as they define the term. So to end it off, it says, WEF founder Klaus Schwab continues to brag about how he has penetrated the cabinets of Justin Trudeau's regime in Canada, as well as Emmanuel Macron's in France via his WEF, Young Global Leaders Program. So yeah, man. Everything is being set in place. Everything is being put in place according to the Most High, because it's the Most High's movie, And what did the Most High say in this part? What is going to happen? Revelation 12 and 12. This is still to happen, so we see it happening right in front of our eyes. Esau is putting everything in place so that he can come in, because he knows that he has but a short time. This is Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which is the so-called white man, we call him the devil because he's the word devil goes back to diablos, which means liar, deceiver, calumniator, false accuser. So that's why we call him that. For the devil is come upon you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So this devil's time is up, and he's making all kinds of moves, putting everything in place to forward his new world order, his agenda, And if you go against his status quo, then you are going to be deemed the enemy of the state, and you're going to be arrested. And ultimately, you're going to be put into FEMA camps. That is still to happen. More to come. So with that, I hope this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Ba'Ashem, Yahushai, Ba'Ashem Reka Kodash, Shalom Akim.